Good day, folks. Just a quick video here. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. So I'm going to use our filing system as an example. This is how our other clients also use Box to organize their receipts. And you basically just want to organize your receipts in the same fashion as the vendor name. So it's easy to find down the road. We can just go into the search and type in the name of that vendor and be able to pull it up at any time. But so this is one of our workers who's basically uploading some of our receipts here at the office, and you'll notice that she took a picture of it, circled the amount. This is not ideal. Actually, I should probably talk to her about this because this doesn't tell me at all what was purchased. Notice how I can't really read the description too well. She circled this. I have no idea what she bought here, actually. This is not ideal at all. Good thing that we're having, this is much better. See, the Home Depot business mini fridge, that's clearly me uploading it. And, you know, back in 2014, it looks like. So very clear. And I could have actually added here office space. Back then, I think we might have been in New York. So it would have went like something like for office space, and I would put the address of where it went. Just basically, the more details, the better. I would also add the amounts. So if this receipt was $410, I'm sorry, total was $430.46. You want to add the amount $430.46. So when I'm looking for this receipt down the road, I don't have to search through a ton of receipts. By then it'll be like a ton of receipts in Home Depot, especially if you're frequent in a certain establishment. It'll be a nightmare to go through all those receipts because you'll have a million Home Depot receipts. And if you don't itemize the name of the file, you end up searching and searching. So our better clients are actually naming the expense. They give us the vendor name, so Home Depot, mini fridge for office, and the amount in the actual file name, just like this. So if I'm looking at something in the books, I can quickly go back here and spot them. And then what I do is I attach that receipt to the transaction, and that auto-proofs my books. When the IRS or the states, when they audit, they basically request the books and records, and we have to hand them over the books. And if the books already have all their receipts attached to it, we just did all that work and we're done. We'll be like, here you go, and everything, all our bases are covered. So that's the typical gist of it. And I think some other great examples would be like Sushi King, so like a staff lunch, you know, and staff lunch to welcome guys to staff. So this is the kind of things you want to do, and this is, again, these are our transactions at Frame and CPA. So we lead by example. This is basically how you're supposed to keep your records. You don't want anything that's easily misconstrued. Now, for anything food, food comes in different categories. So there's many different types of food, and depending on what it is you're buying, it'll either be 50% deductible or it'll be 100% deductible. So items that, you know, it's just you getting some coffee along the way to go to work would not be deductible. But if you're sitting down with a staff lunch, and then it's 100% deductible because it's team building. If you're making somebody work overtime and they have to eat at their station, that's 50% deductible. That's convenience of the employer meals. If you're packing meals for the pantry, that's also 50% deductible. So you want to itemize and say food for pantry. So again, think of it like you're itemizing things for a 3-year-old child, and that somebody one day will need to look at it. That's called audit proofing. You're basically making sure that anybody looking at it 2-3 years down the road will right away know exactly what it was for, and there's no way to question it. So that's audit proofing. What else can I say? So cash, I would avoid paying cash. It happens all the time, but if you are paying cash, you want to make sure that you're getting a receipt for that cash payment. If you're pulling out from an ATM, let's say $200, and you get change, you go and you redeposit that change back. So that way we know exactly how much that transaction happened for. I would ideally take out exactly the amount of money I need, so you don't have these flat 200s, 500s coming out of the bank account because there's no way of knowing what you spent it on. And if you do take out 200 and you do pocket the difference just to make it easier on you, then what you can do is you itemize what you use the difference for. You upload the receipt. You upload a note saying, I took out $200. I spent $183.77. Here's the receipt. This is what it went for. I got a discount. I used cash. That's why I used cash, and they didn't take cards or whatever the case was. And I pocketed the difference. So when I'm seeing that in the bookkeeping, I can split that transaction between personal costs, right, and also your business deduction. Now, when you're buying gas, also you want to itemize which vehicle you're filling up with. Is it the personal use vehicle? Is it the business vehicle? These things make a difference. It makes it easier, and we can itemize the books. And then actually, this will benefit you because then you can track your costs better and understand where your money's going. And that'll help you budget, plan, and so on. So that's automobile. Again, you have different automobiles, itemize every single expense that goes with each one. This way I can tell, okay, this was for the actual truck. This was for the other vehicle that gets you around in between, what have you. All right, so we covered cash, we covered auto, we covered easily misconstrued expenses, the Walmarts, the Publix. These things also might have different tax rules. And the other video I'm sending you that we did at the Publix easily explains the different tax rules that go into something like that. And that would be, I have clients that buy gift cards for their employees, and along with a bunch of water for the pantry and some personal items. So they'll use their personal card, like we did in that YouTube, and they'll use the business card for their other items. And then we want to see how much is going for gift cards, because gift cards is actually considered taxable income to the employee. And it has to be treated completely differently. There's payroll taxes to be incurred, and it's very different than just buying groceries for the office space. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Again, as you're going through things and you're transacting, don't be shy. Shoot me a quick email. Let me know, hey, Greg, I got this situation. I'm not entirely sure what I need. I don't need you guys to go crazy. And some of my clients, they go nuts. They start giving me every single shred of paper. I don't need every single shred of paper. I'm not auditing you. You need to have them for your own records. It's only stuff that when we're looking, think of it like when we're seeing the banking, all we're seeing is names coming out. So we don't know what you're buying. Some things we can Google and we'll know. Whenever I see Cisco, I don't need every single Cisco receipt or Restaurant Depot. I know you guys are buying food products there for your business. So that's fine. That's, you're good there. You don't have to worry about anything with those. It's, like if you're always, for example, buying things that are going through automatically, for example, Google AdWords. If you're paying for advertising, I don't need the receipt for that. You don't need to hold on to the receipt for that. You can always go into the portal and pull down all your payments from Google AdWords. It's obviously not your personal items, and they're recurring. So that's something that doesn't need any kind of additional receipts or record keeping on anybody's part. It'll make your lives easier. So always think of it that way. Think of it, what does the accountant see just by looking at the bank feed, the credit card feed? And if it's not easily identified, if you're looking at it, you're also like, well, what did I spend on here? And you're not sure because you don't remember. That's when we need to clear it up for everybody, including yourselves. All right. So again, recurring items, that is ongoing expenses for the business. Like, for example, your rent. I don't need the rent for every single cycle that you have. That would be a waste of your time, because we know that that's clearly rent for the truck space, and that's going to happen every month for that. Typically, let's say you're having a new rent space, people will just send me the lease. And that's all I'm looking at. I don't need anything else. And then I know that that's every single month. Phone bills. Phone bills are clearly coming into the name of the business. It's, the same, pretty much the same expense. We don't need the phone bill. It's when the phone bill varies. Maybe like there's, I don't know, it varies. Like insurance bills, for example. When you have insurance for your employees, they tend to change, and people come and go. So your insurance bill changes. Then you don't know where if you're tracking the expenses by insurance category type, it'll get confusing. And then we might request for a bill. So I guess we'll just see. I can tell you what I'm missing for the start of the year. I think March will be a good, trial run, and we can basically go through and say, hey, I need some backup for here and there, and missing that and that. Once we start working, you'll kind of understand what you need to grab on a regular basis, because I'll be asking you for this. Oh, you pulled this money here. Can you provide it? So you'll know that every time you have this instance, that's the situation that Greg will be looking for some sort of clarity on, and I'll just already cut him to the chase and here, Greg, I got what you need. Don't bother me. That whole thing. And again, when in doubt, just give us more. More is better in our world. It's not less is more. It's more is more. And that's what you want to do, is you want to give us more information, make it clear, make it like if you're explaining it to a 3-year-old. Always think of audit proofing, always think of covering your bases. What if somebody's looking at this 3 years down the line, asking what would you spend on? So you don't want to be caught like, oh, I don't know. You want to have all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted, and it's like right there. Everything you need is right there, very straightforward, and then you're good to go. All right, guys, hope you're enjoying your Friday. Thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you more soon.